Nintendo Direct E3 2019. I love the Nintendo Directs, but I have to say one of my favorite Directs each and every year comes out of E3 because that's where they go above and beyond. I mean, we get Directs. Nintendo Directs happen all year round, a couple of times a year, and sometimes there'll be a specific video, like a couple of weeks ago, the Pokemon Direct, which is a Nintendo Direct, but specifically Pokemon. But when it's E3, this is like the WrestleMania of Nintendo Directs. This is where you get teasers and everything all in one gigantic Direct. And now, before I move forward, one thing I want to say is Nintendo pulled out of doing conferences, so it's not like a conference. So I accidentally sometimes want to say Nintendo conference, and I've been talking about PlayStation doing their own thing, doing their own Direct, kind of copying off of what Nintendo does. However, while Nintendo is not having a conference and they're choosing to do a Direct instead, they're still there. The Nintendo company is still there. All the games they showcased during the Nintendo Direct are on the show floor. All of the heads of Nintendo are there on the show floor. Doug Bowser, president. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, Doug, by the way, and we miss you, Reggie Fils-Aimé. Congratulations and thank you for all the years you put into Nintendo. Enjoy the retirement, my friend. You were amazing. Doug Bowser, I'm looking forward to what you have in store for us as the new president.
Right.
And I love the intro segment with Doug Bowser, by the way. But anyway, besides that, we'll talk about that. Nintendo's presence is still there. Is PlayStation's? No, it's not. I mean, I'm sure there are PlayStations on the floor from the companies, but at least Nintendo is there. Right after the Direct, they had a Treehouse, which is sometimes they do Nintendo Treehouse after the Directs, where they sit down with the developers and they'll show a little bit of gameplay. They'll play the game a little bit. They'll talk about it. Treehouse obviously was going to be there for E3, and they were there at E3, live, showcasing the games, talking with the developers. So everyone from Nintendo, while there wasn't a conference per se, they were there.
And you could also, if you lived in the New York area, you could also go to Nintendo New York, where they have also a big screen TV where they do the whole E3 conference on there as well.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Actually, later on in the day, I did watch the reactions from people at Nintendo New York. It was off the hook. There's nothing. Look, and this is my opinion. There's nothing like being at Nintendo New York, and there's no way to describe Nintendo fans. They are some of the most unique, and the fan base for Nintendo is just amazing. And you rarely see that. I mean, we saw it with Xbox on the show floor. We saw it with the game companies on the show floor. But every time there's a Direct, there's always people at Nintendo New York. Nintendo has some of the strongest and most amazing fans out there because, again, I was born in the late 80s. Mike was born in the late 80s, literally a year away from early 90s. When we were kids, it was Nintendo. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari, and Sega Genesis at some point showed up. Nintendo is our childhood. And a lot of the fans, while maybe the original Nintendo wasn't their childhood, Nintendo is a part of their childhood. Regardless which system it is. Nintendo's been everyone's childhood. It's just a difference in system. We were there at the beginning. We're old as we're old. I almost said something. We are old. We know this. We're not old. He's old. I'm still young at heart. But we're not old. But we were there at the beginning. So we can say that 100 years from now, on our deathbeds, we could say we were there at the beginning of the gaming eras. Of Nintendo especially. But Nintendo is near and dear to our hearts, and I maybe I'll do a topic video or a thought bubble on why I fell out with Nintendo for a little while. I'm not going to get into all that now. We're talking about the conference, but I gotta say that the reactions at Nintendo New York were amazing. And again, I have to defend, because a lot of you can argue that Nintendo didn't have a conference just like PlayStation, but their presence is there. Now, moving on from that,
so let's talk about the Direct. Actually,
the Direct was amazing.
Promised that for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, we didn't not only get one but 2 DLCs, but we'll save the second DLC for the end. But
we're gonna go in order.
Yeah, but the first DLC that was mentioned for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Elder Quest or Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest was Hero. Now, Hero,
him and his Echo Fighters are all characters from Dragon Quest.
And Hero reminded me of Android 17 at least. The face and everything.
The creator of Dragon Ball Z also did Dragon Quest.
Right. But his attacks and the whole thing of using the sword and the shield and everything, it was really awesome. And
I loved
the
it.
whole gameplay is really... And actually, since we got the Fighters Pass, we'll be actually getting that.
Yep, we have access to
and
it. I can't wait for the amiibos. Can you imagine? I wonder if they're going to do just one or all 5 of those characters as amiibos.
They did Joker.
No. 1 or 5 because all of the Echo Fighters are different.
Yeah, but with that, it will be coming out this summer of 2019. And
probably around July, August.
Well,
maybe mid-July.
Maybe June, July, because August they said that they were going to do something else with this.
Oh, okay, that's true. Okay.
Anyway.
And Dragon Quest will be coming out. That was what followed. That was Dragon Quest is coming out. I think I'm gonna sit out of Dragon Quest. It's going on all the consoles. I think I might just wait on it a little bit, let it go down in price. Because for me, I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out already from the Switch in the summer. I might wait maybe for Christmas for Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I would say so. All right.
Okay,
bless you.
It's true.
Yes.
But one thing that wasn't on the Nintendo Direct but was on Treehouse was Super Mario Maker coming out the 28th of June.
Super Mario Maker 2.
Yep.
There was actually a little bit on
an invitational.
An invitational on that. Super Mario Maker 2 is gonna be.
I don't want to spend too much on it because it wasn't at the conference.
But it's just gonna be out there, and it's gonna be really amazing.
And then after that, we get into the Spotlight. This was the Spotlight game, at least for the first half of the Nintendo Direct, and that's Luigi's Mansion 3. Gameplay, intro, cinematics in the game, and it's coming out in 2019.
It is like really amazing.
It's gonna be a hotel where you have to go. Every floor is gonna have its own theme, and you have to work your way up. And the Treehouse actually showed some gameplay.
Yeah, and
it's amazing. We're gonna reference. I'm just gonna say this in advance. We're gonna reference the Treehouse because a lot of gameplay happened during the Treehouse.
I love the tactic that they were using Luigi, where you could actually slam the ghosts.
You could
and everything,
slam
and
them.
use the plunger.
The plunger to pull things, and then there's also a burst where you can push a bunch away.
And it's not just Mario that's joining him. It's Mario and his friends also. You got Peach, you got Toad,
Toadette. All of them get captured. And EGAD, and you get the new suck, whatever, the new vacuum.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called though.
And then don't forget Gooigi.
Oh, Gooigi.
Gooigi, you could clone. There are parts in the game where you have to actually use Gooigi, like when you have to go through a gate or something.
Or through the
because he squishes through.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get hurt. And then even further than that, if you want to play co-op with somebody I believe that it wasn't online. I believe co-op in that sense had to be in.
No, it was online.
It was online too? Okay.
Yeah.
You could have Luigi and Gooigi playing the game, and then on top of that, there's going to be multiplayer in the game as well, where you can play with up to 4 people in
and it could be
online or
too.
What's it called? Online or in person, same console.
Well, it's online meeting other people.
Yeah. No. The multiplayer can be online, or you could have up to 4 controllers.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
That's what they said.
Oh man, I can't wait for Luigi's Mansion 3. I truly can. If they make a collector's edition, I will be getting it.
And we saw King Boo again. He's gonna be in it again.
There were teasers and hints. And then during Treehouse, they showed you one of one of the ghost bosses. Really cool stuff. I'm so excited for Luigi's Mansion 3. I can't tell you all. Luigi's one of my favorite characters from the Super Mario franchise.
And he's still doing the whole. And when you walk, he's still doing the whole Mario. You know, like looking for it. You know.
And then one of my other favorite franchises, Legends of Zelda: Link's Awakening. We got to see that. I'm excited.
Amazed with that.
I'm amazed with the graphics and why they chose that art style.
But it actually first of all, I thought it was like a Toon Link art style that they were using.
More of a claymation.
But the way that they did the platforming was what we saw in Legend of Zelda, where you went through every room and then that actually brought a flashback moment of that. But only looking at a realist perspective other than the NES perspective.
And there's a crane game. If you were watching Treehouse, there was a crane game that you could play where you can get... they have aspects of Mario in the game, like the Chain Chomp or Bow Wow, they call it in Japan.
I saw that. Yeah.
I love it. I had to get this pre-ordered Loved it. That and Luigi's Mansion 3 were the first two that I pre-ordered after this. After that, no. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Fire Emblem 3. There was a brief trailer again.
Yeah.
Not really much on the game. It's more of just another
I
trailer.
think it showed more of the new characters.
Yeah, it showed the characters, promising to see each other so many years
Other
later.
than showing the originals like Marth or Crom or anything else.
I'm looking forward to that game. For some reason, something's telling me it's going to be a hit for July.
It is actually, because Fire Emblem yearly has been a huge sale on the Nintendo franchises, definitely.
So I'm looking forward to Fire Emblem. As you can see, I've already pre-ordered that. I wish I can get the collector's edition that sold out. No More Heroes 3 for 2020. I have one. I don't know if we got two during the B-Boys.
We did not.
We did not get two.
But there is the third one that's going to be.
The third one's coming out, and it looks interesting, so I did decide to grab it, because why not? I think it's coming out before E3 next year.
Mm-hmm.
So
2020 of April.
So I'm hoping I hope it comes out after E3 2020, so we get a little bit more on the game, so it'll kind of make me feel whether I should or shouldn't.
It might have been after E3.
But either way, it looked cool. No more. It's a fun franchise, so I would say definitely something to look into. Not really much to say on that, but then we had Contra Rescue Corps.
Now Contra, I've played.
Yeah, and on top of that, that's the new game coming out sometime this year. But then they announced tonight, it's out now, the Contra Anniversary Collection, which has up to 10 Contra games plus a digital art book.
Well, for those who don't know, Contra is basically you're a pilot and you're shooting things, and they're coming at you everywhere. This is like a hard. I'm
debating if we might get the Contra Anniversary. I definitely want to get the new Contra. I'm debating if we'll get the Anniversary.
Well, one of the Contras is on the NES.
Yeah, but this is the whole Anniversary.
Well, the whole Anniversary, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
I'm debating about it, but it's available now, and we can get it whenever we want.
Right.
We're going to need a bigger memory card for our Switches. I'm just thinking about it. So after that was Daemon X Machina, which I already pre-ordered from last year. We got a little bit more. The Treehouse, that was actually the last game they showed on Treehouse, and there was some gameplay there. We talked about it last year. Still looks awesome. Definitely still looking forward to getting it. It was pre-ordered since last year, so for me, it's just like extra icing on the cake. Then we got into Sword and Shield. Now, we had the Pokemon Direct, so what more could they tell us in this?
We got 2 new Pokemon that was introduced.
We got to see 2 new Pokemon. We got to see the Water Gym, the only Water Gym leader, because people could play her on
Lasso?
Nessa. And again, at the show floor, if you're at E3, you got to play against her, and you got to do Dynamaxing. You got to experience the wilds a little bit.
The only thing that I wish that they did show, and this is just saying, wish that they did show, was the evolution of what the stars are going to look like.
I don't think they'll do that till closer to the launch.
I was thinking that also, but I thought maybe at E3 to build up more of the hype.
I knew they weren't going to do it. If they didn't do it on the Pokemon Direct,
I liked how they introduced the 2 new Pokemon along with the battles and everything. That was actually really cool.
And then when they started Treehouse, actually, that was one of the first games that they were showcasing, and it looks amazing. I'm super excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Absolutely.
So then we had Astral Chain, just like Daemon X Machina. It came out last year. We got another trailer this year. It delved a little bit deeper than last year's trailer. Again, had it pre-ordered already. Looks really cool. Looking forward to playing that game. I don't think there's really much else to say at this point.
Right.
We got to see a little bit of that too during Treehouse. I missed that segment though, so I can't really I can't talk about it. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. We got that shown. We got a trailer shown. That was showcased at Treehouse as well. That was fun to watch. And then they mentioned the expansion pass. 3 expansion. There's going to be 3 drops during the expansion pass. You can buy the expansion pass when the game comes out. You can buy it now. I'm going to wait till the game comes out, and I'm going to wait because I believe the first expansion doesn't come out until late summer. So I'll probably end up just waiting till the first comes out and then buy the whole expansion pass. Right. It's going to have Marvel Knights, X-Men, and then Fantastic Four. I almost forgot the last one. So I'm looking forward to the expansions. I'm sure the expansion pass will only be about like $20. Probably around that. So I'm not too worried about the expansion pass yet, but I'm really excited. The game looks amazing. And the gameplay that we got to see during Treehouse, oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. And that's coming out also in July. So I can't wait for that. Then I wasn't expecting this. I'm sure anyone who's really deep into Nintendo had a feeling this was coming, maybe. You would know. Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics 2020. I was not expecting to see that.
Now
that surprised me.
Yeah, and they have actually some events that they're bringing back, plus the new ones. Like you got surfing.
Plus they have retro looking. The pixel.
They had that. You got a bunch of other things that are added to it. I think there was like a karate thing because they had the boxing, I think, in one of them.
Well, remember, anything that was on the Wii U, very few people touched because nobody really got a Wii U.
So that's why they put it in this one, because they know that Switch was a huge sale. And then in Tokyo, that's really awesome. I really cannot wait to see. And you could battle people online as well. They do have online play.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's good.
We have a lot of fond memories when it comes to the Wii
when it comes
version.
To Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games memories for the Nintendo
we have
Wii,
a lot of Brooklyn Boys stuff.
It's
gonna be fun to have that game back in our
just so much memories of that.
It's gonna be fun to have another Olympic game in our library, and we'll be having fun with it, I'm sure.
Absolutely,
and there will be videos for almost all of these games that we're talking, basically all these games we're talking about. Then we had Animal Crossing New Horizon. You were with it.
I was about to say, don't say I wasn't a fan of it.
You were with it.
Because, like, the only thing I remember playing in Animal Crossing,
City
going
Folk.
to Nintendo Wii, was City Folk. I mean, there were other games that came out for the DS and the 3DS, and I really wasn't playing that. But what they show here of what they never did in Animal Crossing was things that you could build on your own.
You could craft it on yourself through a DIY, do-it-yourself, but it's called the DIY system. And as a matter of fact, that was the third thing they showed at Treehouse. First was Pokemon, second was Legends of Zelda, and then third was Animal Crossing. And they did postpone the game. It was supposed to come out this year. They pushed it to March 2020, and they explained there's a lot more they wanted to do. They showed the game how it is right now, and everybody thought it was amazing. So I feel if it's amazing now, imagine how much in a half a year they can do. More than a half a year from now. I mean, it's a half a year until we're in 2020, and then an additional 3 years, an additional 3 months, 9 months. Imagine how much can be done in 9 months to this game.
A lot.
I am more than willing to sit back and wait an extra, because it wasn't going to release now anyway. It was going to release around holiday.
Right.
I'm more than willing to wait the extra couple of months if it means getting a better Animal Crossing game. And they apologized half a dozen times about it, which truly made me feel like they really didn't want to postpone it, but they had to. And that meant the world to me and to pre-ordering this game, because they care enough about us that they apologize, but they're still going to hold the game off to make it the best it can be in their eyes.
Exactly.
And there were little segments in between all these games, by the way, with
games that were coming out.
No, with Doug Bowser. Doug Bowser was only in one part with the Bowser ha 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 spoof.
Yeah.
And I forgot who the other two men were, what their names were.
I can't remember.
I can't remember their names either. But anyway, going back now, we also had, and this is where Michael freaked out, and where I think everybody, I heard Nintendo New York from Brooklyn over here.
We got
the second
DLC character in Super Smash
and nobody was
Ultimate.
expecting it. No one was expecting it because they thought it was only going to be one.
But I had a funny feeling it was going to happen sooner or later.
So they dropped early what character will be next.
And that next
the fall character.
Banjo-Kazooie.
What fans have been asking for. Fans have been asking for Banjo-Kazooie for a while. I think they were asking for it.
The way that they did for King K. Rool, they did it for, with the whole ha ha ha, that it was Duck Hunt. And then you just see Banjo coming in and owning him.
Perfect.
Oh my god. The whole thing, I was going completely bonkers. I was waiting for, this was like one of my anticipated characters, Banjo-Kazooie. And then I saw 4, I'm like, but then again, we're getting one in the summer. So it's
what that means though, Banjo-Kazooie amiibo.
I'm getting that. But I was like, this is awesome. and it's only 3, and there's still 2 more, which I'm probably guessing is going to be in the winter and one in February, because after February 2020 is when.
And
they're
then
gonna end
they'll
the
just
whole...
make another expansion.
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
can
they're
make a
gonna
second.
More. But I just cannot wait to play Banjo-Kazooie. I cannot
The
wait.
moves looked amazing. And then they left us off with a teaser. Before Treehouse started, they gave us a teaser. They told us that Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel is in development, and they gave us a tiny little teaser trailer for it.
Why did they do that?
Two important things here to note. Number one, they're not time skipping. They're sticking with the Breath of the Wild. So whatever this game is, it's a full sequel. It's literally next in the same. Like, remember how every Zelda game is different? Every Zelda game is a different era.
Yeah, this one's
one
the
is
same.
Before everything, one is after. One had the time, and one was Pirates. This one is a direct sequel of the Switch/Wii U, but we don't count that anymore. Breath of the Wild Zelda game. So this literally is the next chapter of the same universe Zelda. So we're not getting a Switch. There, you see what I did there? I didn't even think about that. It's not a different time or anything. It's literally directly after Breath of the Wild, which is important. And the second thing to note is the map. It looks like it's going to be, while a new game, it's still going to follow the same map, because it looked like an actual part in the Breath of the Wild world is evolving and possibly changing. I gotta give credit here. They're actually, it looks like the timeline now, I think they caught up, because I think Breath of the Wild, if my predictions are correct, Breath of the Wild is actually at the end of the timeline. Like, everything that happened before, like Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda 1. Twilight Princess. I don't even think they count. No, they did have references to Skyward Sword, and they had references to every Zelda game in Breath of the Wild. So it led everybody to believe that this is the game that took place after all that. So that means we can only go forward from here.
Yeah.
I'm very excited, and that's just a teaser. That's just a teaser. I'm going nuts trying to figure out. I'm excited. I hope we get more next year. I have a feeling, though, we're going to be waiting at least 2 years before the Zelda game comes out.
The whole just...
The Nintendo Direct was awesome, and then the Treehouse after it was a blast to watch. Unfortunately, there were parts I missed out on. I could always go, but the one thing I like about Nintendo is it's on their YouTube channel, so I could always go back and check it out later. But they literally showcased almost every single game that was part of the Nintendo Direct, which I loved. The one downside is that we can't, while we live in New York and we can enjoy Nintendo New York, we are not near E3. We can't be on the show floor there.
I know. I wish that was at E3.
But what we can say is we have Super Mario Maker this month. We have Fire Emblem, Astral Chain, and if I decide to bend on Dragon Quest at some point, we have all of those games plus more coming out this summer. So honestly, the Switch is going to be what holds us over until we get into the holiday season. That's when all the games from all the other companies come out. But what a way to end E3 2019 with this amazing Nintendo Direct. One little down thing I do want to mention is what happened to Metroid. What happened to Metroid 4? There was just a teaser last year. We didn't get any mention this year now.
I don't know.
I'm a little worried for the future of Metroid.
Maybe.
Not even a mention.
Well, maybe they'll do. They did with the Halo. With the Xbox.
No, I'm thinking that they're holding off because Metroid needs a lot of work. Possibly.
Unless it'll be on a new system. If they mention it, I don't know.
But Nintendo was amazing. Honestly, this year, we usually like to rate our conferences. This year, Nintendo and Xbox just toe to toe went the mile, I think, and ended at the finish line together. Amazing console conferences. The game conferences, like I said, when it comes to the actual game conferences, some were stronger than others, but I truly believe the two console companies that were there truly were presents this year. And again, PlayStation not being there, it feels like there's something missing, but I feel like Nintendo and Xbox definitely took advantage of that, and they stole E3 2019.
Yeah.
I have so many games after E3 this year that I've pre-ordered for Nintendo. I have a lot of games that I've pre-ordered between PlayStation and Xbox because, like I said, I've been on PlayStation more in the previous video. But I have a lot of Xbox exclusive games that I have set to go. And I'm just looking forward to the next Xbox console. Another thing that Nintendo didn't show was there was a rumor about three things. Switch Pro, Switch Lite, and Splatoon 3. I knew Splatoon 3 was not going to happen because we just had the Splatoon tournament. And I feel like there's still more Splatoon 2. Maybe next year we'll get the teaser for 3. Yeah,
because 2 is still new.
It's still strong and it's still pretty new. Yeah, I don't think we'll get a 3 just yet. Maybe next year they'll tease it and then the following year we'll get a 3. But I knew that was going to be more rumor than anything else. And then the consoles, I guess we'll get it a direct later on in the year.
Probably.
I'm waiting to see if we get a Pro Switch. If we get something that's strong, like a more powerful Switch, yeah, I'm definitely behind that for sure. I'll be looking forward to that. And that's it. That's E3 2019. That was Nintendo. We did Xbox this afternoon, and then we started this whole thing off with all of the gaming companies in the morning. We hope you enjoyed it. This year, we did it, like I said, a little different because this year, July is going to be huge, so there's a lot of planning going behind that. And there's also ending the Dark Avenger comic book review over on Dark Avenger C86. By the time these videos go up, probably tonight, Wednesday night, is going to be when we record and upload the next episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review, which means there'll only be approximately 2 episodes left until we hit 500. And then after 500, there's going to be a lot of things that go on. And I'm going to leave it at that. And that's why the E3 coverage came here now. Because Dark Avenger's focusing on the ending of the comic review. And, yeah, new stuff. New stuff all around. Thank you all so much for being here. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to mention anything in the comments below, something we might have missed, or something we didn't talk about that you would like to talk about, feel free to do that in the comments below. We're a community. Talk amongst each other. Feel free to share your thoughts with us, things you agree with us, disagree with us, anything we didn't mention, like I said. What are you looking forward to after watching the Nintendo Direct? Also, link in the description to the Discord. The conversation doesn't have to end in the comments. It could continue in this awesome community that is slowly growing on Discord right now, where we talk about everything and anything on the Discord. It's a safe, fun place for everyone to talk about their likes, their enjoyments, whether it be games, comic books, movies, TV. If you're a creator, if you'd like to talk about stuff you're creating, it's something that is slowly evolving into something I'm very happy with when it comes to my Discord. And if you'd like to check out the Frontline Discord, you can go over to comicfrontline.com and check out Comic Frontline. We also have a comic book, news, and media Discord as well. You can check that out. Till next time, though, thank you all so much. We hope you enjoyed today. You enjoyed our thoughts on all the coverage that came out of E3. E3 is still going on right now, I believe, until the end of the week. Yeah. So hopefully if you're at E3, you're having a great time on the show floor, enjoying all those games. Here's to looking forward to all the stuff that was mentioned from now until early 2020. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff coming. I really am. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you all really soon in the next video.
Bye, everyone.